So what I have here is one of the original tabletop arcade machines. Coleco released 7 of these tabletop arcade machines from 1981 to 1983. There was the Galaxian, Frogger, Donkey Kong Jr., Zaxxon, and of course the Pac-Man. For the time, these things were amazing. Imagine finally being able to bring home an arcade, even if it's drastically subpar version of it. But once the NES released in 95, it dated these instantly, and now they're just more of display pieces. So I picked this one up here a couple years ago, and I'm pretty sure it didn't work when I got it, and it has definitely seen better days. Looks like I'm going to need to try to make a new label. Looks like this joystick works okay over here, but I'm gonna have to make another one to go here. It's so old it's shedding. Besides all that, it seems like it's in okay condition. Let's see what the battery connectors look like. Well, I appreciate the last owner making me a battery cover, even if it is just a square cut out of plastic. So the battery connectors don't look corroded. Ah, that was louder than I thought it would be. I don't have any C batteries, so I'm going to hook this up to my bench power supply. Let's give it 6 volts. You go here, and you go here. And nothing. Yeah, nothing. I don't see anything. Are we still connected? Yeah, we're still connected. So I want to try and make a mold for this, if it will focus. And I want to get that started first. Let's finally go ahead and get this open. Oh wait, did you hear that? There's something in here. It sounds like a maraca.
Call me Cuba Pete. I'm the king of a rumba beat.
Nope, just kidding. That was on the last video. Ah yes, modern bit screwdrivers, not being able to reach. Time to go old school. It looks like it should just be these 3 screws. This thing is too old to have hidden screws. Oh, there they are. 2 screws here, staring me right in the face. Oh geez, there's even 2 locking tabs you have to push down. Open! There we go. So it looks like the negative was not connected, and the other red one looks like it's for the speaker. So it looks like the pad here is for the negative, and here's the pad for the speaker. Let's get this board out so I can get to those joysticks. Oh geez, they just fall out. What is it, just like a pressure fit with springs? This is the one we're going to use for the mold. So luckily these joysticks are the same, and I have one good one I can make a silicone mold out of. But I'm going to need a few things. Trim the edge of the cardboard straight. Cut a long strip here. Now cut it into 5 pieces for the walls. Peel off the end of a cotton swab. Use it for a pour spout. Glue it upside down. And use some canned air upside down to freeze the hot glue. Now I'm going to glue up the walls, making sure to seal up all the seams. Silicone will get into every tiny opening. So now that I have the mold done, this can go away. And it's time to mix some silicone. Going to need a scale and some silicone. So I'm just going to take part A and part B, and we're going to mix it up equal by weight. Oh yeah, this is kind of old. The spoon works better. Oh nice. It looks like I should have enough in these leftovers. Now I'm going to mix this up until everything is the same color. Now I'm going to try and pour this in one spot to try and let air escape. If I start pouring it around everywhere, I could trap air inside. I'm just going to give it a couple nice persuasive taps. Okay, now that that's full, I can let that set up for about 12 hours while I work on the power issue. Let's start by reconnecting the power wires. I'm going to resolder the positive as well. It looks a little scuffed. Let's clean off the old wire and connect the speaker back up. Looks like there might be some breaks in the traces over here. Man, that's a lot of old flux. Okay. Never mind, everything looks fine. I just want to check some of these in continuity. If the trace isn't broken, it'll beep. So let's give it another quick test and see if it really was that easy to get this working again. You go here, and you go here. Now let's test it, and... well, nothing again. I guess we could check the switch next. But let's check if power is actually getting to the board. Setting my meter to voltage DC. Well, okay, that could be the problem. We should have 5 volts here. So I'm not getting power to the board? Let's check if we have voltage here. Okay, so I'm blind again. I had it wired up wrong. It should work now. There we go. 5 volts. Let's check it now. Oh, hey, look at that. We have signs of life. But it's still not coming in correctly, and I don't have any audio. When I flip the switch, it is taking current. Let's do a quick close-up inspection of the board, looking for any broken traces or any, cold solder joints, which is very common in these old electronics. Oh, okay. Does that fall under broken traces or... Oh, I just realized that must have been the rattling sound from earlier. I don't think I ever saw any little pieces come out of here when I opened it. Maybe I shouldn't have opened it so forcefully. So I'm going to have to go back through my footage and see if I can see anything. Found it! It flew a couple feet away on my desk. I was going to say what a relief, but actually now that I'm thinking about it, I technically didn't need this at all and I could have just jumped it. Well, that's an hour wasted. Some super glue here should be more than enough to hold it in place. I'm just going to give this a spray of activator so I don't have to wait. Need to clean this off with some IPA. There is a lot of 30-year-old flux on here. I need to grind on this mass to reconnect the traces. I'm going to stagger them so it makes it easier to solder to them. Going to add plenty of flux, which just makes the solder flow much better. I'm worried since I'm using a little too thick of wire here that I'm going to have to put in too much heat and it just makes the wire unsolder itself. Crap, man. Why do I do this to myself? Let's do it again. Try to get the whole thing at once. It's so fiddly. I don't want to unsolder all the wires so this board can be free, and it's making it very unstable. Alright, I think I got it. Oh, come on. I was afraid of that. This trace is peeling up from the break. Not sure I should continue doing this because the other side is going to be just as bad. I'm going to spread this joint farther apart to make my life easier. You can go bye-bye now. If only it was that easy to get rid of problems in real life. We're going with Plan B! This is going to be much easier now. Need to bend it. Gotta make it look nice. Is my soldering iron even on? Let's try this again. Nice. 2 more to go. It's solder mask time. Let's just do a thin layer and then we'll cure it with a UV light. So this is the next day, and before I test this again, I want to get the stick fixed and the labels just sorted out. So the silicone should have had enough time to cure, so let's rip this out of here. Carefully doing a zigzag cut will make the seam close up much nicer. Come on out. Let's cut this hole bigger so it's easier to fill with epoxy. With a rubber band, and it should be good to pour. And it looks like it made my dish shiny. Neat. Time to open this mold and see what we got. Ah, man. Looks like I got air bubbles in there. But the bigger problem is my epoxy is like 4 years old, and I was worried that it was not very good anymore. But I might be able to use the pieces that are good. Well, that just broke off. I can use that. And I can use the stem in here as well. I'm going to glue these pieces together and use the broken base, which should give me a working right stick. I'm just going to fill this with glue to make it stronger. Turned out pretty good. When I get some new epoxy, I can make 2 proper ones. For now, let's get this back together and work on the labels. So let's turn our attention to the front label. Looks to be 3.5 inches and by 1 inch. That's nice and easy. So I found what the label should be online and went into Photoshop to size it and clean up the colors and the lines a little bit. I have some paper that's a little thicker than standard printer paper, which should be perfect for this. So now that I have this printed out, I'm going to laminate it with some packing tape. Well, it looks nice and shiny, like a real label. Give it a nice quick clean with some IPA to help the glue stick better. Let's use a glue stick. The paper is really thin here, so the glue stick should actually work perfect. Let's give it a quick clean, and then it's time to test. Here goes nothing. Oh, we have live! Not sure if it's fully working. Do I have to hit a button? Oh, it's alive! Oh, and I'm dead. Why do I keep dying? So I kept pushing down, which puts it into demo mode. The game works great now, but it still sucks. That's enough of that. Well, with a little bit of love, this thing turned out alright. I mean, it's just gonna sit on my shelf anyways. Now, only 6 more to collect. Like I need a reason. If you like this video, maybe you'll like another one. Click on the video YouTube thinks you will like. Until next time, bye now. Goodbye now. Goodbye.